Hey, Stephen, thanks for the pictures. There's two trains of thoughts I'm thinking here, so see which one you guys like best here. But I know you guys have the bistro lighting up top here, which I love that look. I think what I would do is one of two things. I would either use, I think for most of this area, I would either use some subtle path lighting, where you'd maybe, place one, over in here, kind of over in here, a little bit, and then maybe a couple other places along the beds here, and then you might want to throw like an accent light up on here. So when I'm talking about accent lights, I'm basically talking about a uplight, spotlight, some path lighting, and then I'm going to talk about some wash lighting, but a slightly different one, and I'll tell you why. But I think if you're just looking for something very subtle, just to kind of light up the patio area, then I would probably just stick with some path lighting, kind of beside the swing here, and then maybe another one up here. The only thing is, once you have these bistro lights on, I think you're going to lose a little bit of the effects. So where I'm kind of leaning a little bit towards is instead, because you have all this beautiful, I wouldn't call it shrubs, but plantings and stuff here, I would almost look at actually backlighting the fence, and I would do that using a wash light, something like this. The reason I like this one is it's not super bright as opposed to one of the bigger wash lights. It's just a really nice subtle light, but I would use that kind of behind these plants a little bit and have it uplight the back of the fence. So probably every, call it 12 feet or so, or 8 to 12 feet, you'd maybe put one behind those plants and have it shining up on the back of the fence behind the swing here. Maybe another one here, another one here, maybe 3 or 4 of them. Actually, 3 of them would probably be plenty on that side of the fence. And then this one here, maybe instead of putting it behind the fence, which you could still do, I think it would look good and it would keep everything kind of unison. Maybe you want to switch it up and you want to put like an accent light on the fountain. If it doesn't already have a light, if it does, then I would just leave it and continue just kind of backlighting this part of the fence. I think maybe 4 lights along that whole fence would be a good plan. And then what I would do over here is I would maybe leave just backlight this area, and maybe you leave this, but then I would look at maybe getting 2 accent lights up on this tree, because I think that'd be a beautiful feature tree in your backyard. So sticking with that game plan, and then and then because you have the bistro lights, I wouldn't do too much else around the pergola. I think that's going to be a really good look for you. But then what I would do over here is, I think instead of doing path lighting over here, which again you can, but I think you got a really cool feature wall here, and this is where I would use those wash lights again. So the same ones that I just talked about, and really kind of placing them here and here, probably 2, maybe 3 at the most. They've got a nice wide angle on those wash lights. I believe it's 110 or 120 degree spread on them, so you don't need much. It's a soft, subtle light with a frosted lens, but maybe 2 of those. And actually washing this wall, I think, would look really good, because it would highlight some of the plantings you got here. You get some cool kind of shading because these boxes pop out, and that would really pop even at night, so you could see it. So that's kind of how I would do it. I think to get the real effect and the best bang for your buck is more backlighting, more accent lighting than path lighting. Path lighting is a good look too. I just think with your bistro lights here, any path lighting is going to look good if those are turned off. But if they're on, you're not really going to notice a lot of effect on them. So it would be a good balance, and just kind of I don't want to say a security lighting, but kind of a functional lighting whenever those are off and you're just looking out. So instead of the wash lighting and backlighting some stuff, you might want to just stick to some path lights around the area. But if you're open to something a little bit different, and I think would look a lot better, I would go with the backlighting and the wash lighting. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Feel free to go play around on our website, look at the different lights. You can start kind of piecing together a kit for yourself, putting some stuff in your shopping cart and pricing out that way. Or let me know what you guys are thinking for amount of lights and stuff, and I can actually I'll set up a customized kit for you with the lights you guys want, and then we'll make sure we get the right wire, connectors, transformer, and all that. Any questions, let me know. All right, thanks, Stephen. Thanks again for watching, guys, as we show you how to easily install low voltage landscape lighting. So there's various different lights you can look at. The most popular is easily the uplight, accent light, or bullet light, often used to highlight different trees and features in your yard. Another very popular light is a wash light, often used to highlight the fronts of homes and beautiful stonework. Path and garden lighting is also very popular to use to light walkways and garden areas and plant material down below, as well as hardscape lighting, which is used in different kinds of hardscapes as well as on fences and decks, and can also create some cool effects. And a great way to see what looks good is just to take a flashlight or any kind of light around at night, shine it on a few of those features, and really see what looks good and where you're going to position those lights. I strongly recommend looking at LED energy efficient bulbs for all of your landscape lighting. It saves on power and it lasts a long time. You see they only use 40 watts, 260 lumens, is very bright, and they still have that warm white look that you would find in an incandescent fixture. And if you have an existing landscape lighting system that is incandescent, it's very easy to retrofit with LED bulbs, again, just to save power and not have to be changing bulbs all the time. What we often recommend is go and find really good quality outdoor rated LED bulbs, and then go find really good incandescent fixtures and just marry the two together and retrofit your incandescent fixtures with really good quality LED bulbs, and it'll help bring the cost down rather than going and buying a fully integrated LED fixture, which looks good and lasts a long time, but they do cost a lot more than doing this and just finding a really good fixture and retrofitting it with a really good bulb. So once you know where you're going to put your lights and you have your lights picked out, the next step is to start placing your lights. So we've determined where they're going to go. Start by digging just a small hole and just preliminarily placing your lights. I recommend using a rubber mallet so that you can really pound those ground stakes in and give them some good stability. Screw your light in afterwards so you can really get it in there. Make sure everything's level, and then from there you start laying out your wire once you got all your lights in place, and be sure to leave extra wire at every fixture just to give yourself some wiggle room. Connecting the lights is quite simple. When you make your splice in your wire, you'll have a wire going in and a wire going out for each connection, as well as your fixture wire, and at every light you're going to have two of those connections. I recommend a good waterproof connection, either a gel-filled snap lock connector or these gel-filled DBRY connectors that come in two parts, that you have a moret that screws on and keeps the wires tight, and then the wire fills into a gel-filled tube that keeps the water out. So just be sure to make sure you're getting good waterproof connections that keep the wires free of the elements as well as keep them from pulling apart. The next step is selecting your transformer. It's very easy to do. If you look on any bulb that you purchase, it should give you the wattage, but if you have a 4.5 watt bulb and you have 10 of those, that's going to give you 45 watts, which means you want to select a transformer that's just slightly bigger than that. And I recommend trying to find a transformer that has a photocell as well as a timer built into it for easy use. They're very easy to wire in your transformer. Depending on the transformer you have, it's generally going to have a common tap and a 12 volt tap. You just put one wire into each tap, screw them down tight, mount your transformer close to your GFCI receptacle so that you can get power, plug it in, turn it on, and go and make sure all your lights work before you start burying any wire. So once you've checked all your lights and everything works, you can start burying them. One thing I would recommend is looking at the Weon outdoor Wi-Fi switch. Is a great tool if you want to make your landscape lighting system totally smart and Wi-Fi operated. To bury the wires, very easy with a flat-ended shovel, creating a trench that's 6 to 8 inches deep, spreading the turf open and pushing that wire down and stomping it down within no time at all. It looks like you haven't even been there. And in the mulch, it's just a matter of pulling it back and creating a path to lay down that wire, stapling it down and burying everything over that. So hopefully that helped. And if you have any questions, by all means, you can always reach out to us and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching that video. I hope you guys got some great ideas for your own do-it-yourself landscape lighting projects. If you want your own free consultation video, like I said before, email me your pictures at cal@lightingdoctor.ca or go and visit us at lightingdoctor.ca, and be sure to check out our try it before you buy it light. Again,
where you can get one premium grade fixture and a King Innovation Instalight battery operated demo kit that you can go and test those lights out on your property before you make any big purchases. So I hope to see you guys again soon. And again, go get your free consultations by emailing your pictures or visit us at lightingdoctor.ca. Thanks so much for watching.